Yes, once again on this channel, it's always a pleasure to have you here. Now, we are going to somehow bring you the final 26-man squad that the senior national team, the Black Stars, will be sending to the 2022 World Cup. Yes, so you know that Otuado has released 55-man squad of the senior national team, the Black Stars. So we are going to remove with you, or what? Yes, take out with you, our viewers, the names or some players who will not be joining the final 26-man squad, so that we will get 26-man squad to the World Cup on this channel, Sports 7GA. Do well to subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time watching us, follow some more fantastic Black Stars update, exclusive content, videos from the World Cup, from Qatar and everything. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and select all. Like this video and do all to leave your thoughts and comments below if you have any. Thank you very much once again for joining. Now, Coach Otuado, the head coach of the senior national team, the Black Stars, released 55-man squad for the senior national team, the Black Stars, going to the 2022 World Cup. That squad will be trimmed down to 26. Yes, on 14th November 2022. Yeah, the World Cup itself will start on the 20th November. So 6 days to the World Cup, that 55-man squad should come down, far down to 26-man squad. And let's see some of the players who are very likely not to make the squad. Very, very likely. Now, if you look at the goalkeepers from the 55-man squad, you see we have about 5 goalkeepers. It means at most it's 4 goalkeepers. At least it's 3 goalkeepers going to this particular World Cup. And if you look at the number of players we have in the defensive shape, in the midfield and in the attack, it tells you the goalkeepers will definitely be 3 goalkeepers. Yes, because finding 26-man squad isn't easy at all. So if it is 3 goalkeepers, it means that Danlad Ibrahim and then Lawrence Atizigi will be out of the goalkeepers. So those 2 players will be out from the goalkeepers list, Danlad Ibrahim and Lawrence Atizigi. In the defensive shape, now let me give this particular news that, or disclaimer, is that look, these are not the players I want them to be out. Oh. These are the players from the point of view of the Black Stars technical team, they will want them to be out. And so for me, if I'm doing the thing, it will be purely based on form, but if you look at Coach Otuado, he seems to trust his boys, those who he used for the World Cup qualification, as well as when he went to Japan. Okay, so it seems that look, those people he used for those matches are very conk to go to World Cup. Okay, so yes, it's not my wish, but we are just looking at it from the point of view from the Black Stars technical team, and I'm sure you'll get a lot of them. For the goalkeeping, from the defenders or the defensive department, we will have Andy Adam out. Andy Adam will not be able to go to the World Cup because we have Denis Odoi right back. You have Tariq Lamptey right back. Okay, so Andy Adam cannot go to the World Cup. Patrick Pozo left back, he also cannot go to the World Cup. Gideon Mensah, Baba Rahman, and even Jeffrey Schlupp. So Patrick Pozo cannot go. Ibrahim Moro, also a left back, he cannot go. Dennis Corsa, also a left back, he cannot go to the World Cup 2022. Abdul Momen, yes, a defender of Rayo Vallecano, he can also not go to the World Cup. Jonathan Mensah of Columbus Crew in the United States of America, obviously he can also not go to the World Cup. It was a lot of central defenders: Joseph Edu, Salisu, Daniel Amate, oh goodness, Alexander Jiku and all of that. A lot of central defenders. So Jonathan Mensah cannot go. Stephen Ambrosius too is looking likely that he will not be part of the squad. Yes, I'm telling you. Stefan Ambrosius, very likely he wouldn't be part of the squad, as well as Ali Duseidu. Ali Duseidu, fantastic Clement Foot defender, signed the contract few days ago, extended his tenure to 2027 with Clement Foot. It is very likely that Ali Duseidu would also not go to the World Cup. So we have like 8 defenders who will not make it to the World Cup. Yes. Now let's look at the midfielders. The midfielders too. Ghana has a lot of quality midfielders. Now, but before we look at the midfielders, let's look at the players who will be going to the World Cup eventually from the defense. Now, Dennis Odoi will go, Tariq Lamptey will go, Baba Rahman likely to go, but there is a huge asterisk on him. I can't talk about him. Gideon Mensah will go. Alexander Jiku would also go. Mohamed Salisu would go, and then Joseph Edu would also go. So Kasim Adams is part of the players who will not go. So we have 9 defenders who will not be going to the World Cup. Don't forget Kasim Adams, Ali Duseidu, Stefan Ambrosius, Jonathan Mensah, Abdul Mumin, Dennis Kosa, Ibrahim Imoro, Patrick Pozo, and then Andy Yado. Now let's look at the midfielders. The midfielders, we have Edmond Ado. He cannot go. It will not do by force. He will not go, because even with Sheriff Tiraspol, he hasn't been playing so much for them recently, and so you not go. Wakasu Mubarak cannot go to the World Cup, but this thing is going to be very difficult for the coaches, because Wakasu, they want to send Wakasu, but who will you take out for Wakasu to go? That's the point. You get it? So Wakasu will not go. Modasiru Salifu would also not go. Majid Ashimeru cannot go to the World Cup, unfortunately for him. Yes, Majid Ashimeru cannot go. Joseph Pinto cannot go. Joseph Pinto, yes, in form, everything, but just like I told you, it's not about who is on form. It is about who I am comfortable with. That is what head coach Otuado is showing. Because we went for the Brazil and Nicaragua friendlies, and he didn't take Joseph Pinto along. Meanwhile, Joseph Pinto was on form that particular time. So he has shown, even with the 55-man squad, he didn't bring Bernard Tekpete of Ludogorets Radgard, even though he's doing very well, scoring goals in the UEFA Europa League as well as in his league, but he's not in his 55-man squad. Clearly tells you that, look, I don't really care about form. I care about those people I can trust, and those people I've seen them play with the Blaster. That's why Joseph Pinto will not go. Daniel Friye-Barnier is also likely not to go, and I'll tell you why. Look, Daniel Friye-Barnier cannot go because, one, they intentionally placed him in the midfield position to tell you that, look, you have a lot of competition in the midfield, and with the midfield position there is strong a lot of competition there. So definitely it tells you that Daniel Friye-Barnier will be left out. Now wingers, Mohamed Dauda wouldn't go. Ernest Nyama will not. Yebua would also not go. Emmanuel Jesse of Spezia would also not go. Samuel Owusu, FC Kokorika in Serbia. Christopher Entry would also not go. Joel Fameye would also not go. Yes, strikers, we will have Kwesi Rate, Caleb Ekuban, Richmond Boache Yadom. Kwesi Rate, Caleb Ekuban, Richmond Boachi Yadom. So with the strikers, we will have 3 of them: Antoine Semenyo, Felix Afenejan, and then Inaki Williams. Felix Afenejan, obviously, because, like I told you, he played in the 2 games involving Nigeria. He went to Japan for that particular Kings Cup that the Black Stars played, and so Coach Otuado seems to be familiar with him. And don't forget that Otuado went to AS Roma to convince Jose Mourinho to allow Felix Afenejan to play for the Black Stars. So it tells you how he likes the boy. You get it? So those strikers would also not be going now. After all the selections I made, that will not be going. We have about 30 players. 30. Okay, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, yeah, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So 27 players. It means that we have 28 players left, and we can only send 26 players. So 2 players should be out. That is the reason why Daniel Friye-Barnier will not go. You get me? Because even with all this list, that Friye-Barnier is part of them, we still need 2 players to be out of the finals before we get 6 players. 6 players. So if you look through the defenders, I'm not sure anybody will be out right now. Yes, nobody else will be out. Yes, so let's look at the midfielders. Okay, no, even with the defenders, that's where I talked about Baba Rahman. Baba Rahman is likely not to go, but he will go. You know why? Because favorite of the Ghana Football Association, the coach, and all of that. But if Baba Rahman is going, it means that Jeffrey Schlupp will be out. Yes. If Baba Rahman is going, it means Jeffrey Schlupp will be out. That is the truth. Because Jeffrey Schlupp will be deployed more as a defender than a midfielder, and that is very pathetic over there. And we have the likes of Salis Abdul Samed who will be going and all of that. Elisha Owusu may also miss out, and it's going to be a very difficult one for the coach. A very, very difficult one for the coach to select. So we have like 27 players left. If Jeffrey Schlupp is going to be out, then it means that there are 27 players left, and who will be out again. I'm just trying to look through to see who will be out, but all the names are very familiar names. Coach Otuado is likely to send them to the World Cup. Maybe Fatawu Ishaku. Yeah, maybe Fatawu Ishaku may be out. Maybe if Salis is going, then Fatawu Ishaku may be out. If Salis is not going, then fine. So if another informed player, RC Lens player, may also miss out, you get a point. Yes, so it's going to be very difficult to select the final 26 by Coach Otuado. But let's look at the final 26 we settled on. So we will have Joseph Wallacott, goalkeeper Abdul Manaf Nuruddin, Richard Ofori, with the 3 goalkeepers. The defenders will be Dennis Odoi, Tariq Lamte, Abdul Baba Rahman, Gideon Mensah, and then Alexander Jiku, Mohamed Salisu, Daniel Amate, Joseph Eidu. Joseph Eidu would also be going. Those were the defenders. The midfielders will be Thomas Partey, Idrisu Baba. Yeah, Mubarak Wakasu wouldn't go. And so Idrisu Baba. And then we have Elisha Owusu. And then we are saying Salis will also not go. Salis will also not go. No, Salis should go. Salis Abdul Samed should go, and he is part. Andrew Ayew, Mohamed Kudus, Daniel Kofitre, and then Jeffrey Schlupp would also not go. So the midfielders, let me take it again. Sorry about that. Daniel Kofitre, Mohamed Kudus, Andrew Ayew, Salis Samed, Elisha Owusu, Idrisu Baba, and then Thomas Partey. The wingers, Jordan Ayew, Kamaldeen Sulemana, Ishaku Fatawu. No, so if Salis is going, it means Ishaku Fatawu will not go. So Fatawu Ishaku is out. Okay, Fatawu Ishaku would be out. Osman Bukari will go. Ransford Yeboah would go. Kamal Sowa would also go. Yes, and then that will be done for the wingers. The strikers, Inaki Williams, Felix Afenejan, and Antoine Semenyo. Let me hear your thoughts and views about these 26 players. Do you think something really should change? Let me hear your views. It's really surprising, and I think this is what Coach Otuado will go with. He's just going with favorite players, and so let's see how things go. Thank you very much for staying with us and for joining us on this channel. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Do well to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and select all. Like this video and leave your thoughts and comments below in the comment section.